Hey there, Mama, and welcome back to the Moms Overcoming Overwhelm podcast, episode 67. I'm Emily McDermott, and I am here beside you on this journey as we work together to declutter your home, head, and heart. I have gone through many seasons of anxiety and overwhelm in my motherhood, and after the birth of my second son, I had postpartum anxiety where I felt this undercurrent of unease all the time. I had trouble making basic decisions, and it was one of the hardest times in my life. And since then, I have had different phases of anxiety and overwhelm, which is one of the reasons that decluttering and simplicity is so important to help me find sanity in this crazy world. But today, I wanted to share 5 non-negotiable habits that I do every day that really combat my anxiety and overwhelm in hopes that it will help all of you. So, what do you say? Grab that notebook and pen and let's dive into today's episode. Hey there, Mama. Are you tired of all the stuff crowding your home, calendar, and mind? Do you wish you could say goodbye to the endless to-do list running around in your head? Want to declutter but don't know where to start? You're in the right place. Welcome to Moms Overcoming Overwhelm, where you will find proven and practical solutions to declutter your home, head, and heart. Hi, I'm Emily, a wife, boy mom, and simplicity seeker. I struggled to get pregnant and felt overwhelmed until I discovered decluttering could create the physical and emotional space I needed to become a mom. Now, 2 kids later, I've transformed my life and motherhood by developing simple systems around decluttering, capsule wardrobes, kid stuff, cleaning and tidying, meal planning, time management, and more, and I can't wait to share them with you. If you're ready to reclaim the time and energy you crave, be present with your kids, and finally enjoy the life and motherhood you so deserve, let's kick overwhelm to the curb, shall we? Grab your lukewarm coffee, your notebook and pen, and clear up some counter space. Let's do this. I am always very excited to answer any questions about decluttering, minimalism, simplicity, you name it. And if you go to the show notes today, you'll find a link for you to leave me a SpeakPipe voice message so I can answer your questions directly. Over the next couple of weeks doing my solo episodes, I'm going to be answering some of the most frequently asked questions that I get from all of you. So if you want your question to be included, go ahead and check out the show notes. You can also email me at info.simplebyemmy.com or find me on Instagram, on Facebook, all the places, and I would be more than happy to answer those questions. And I'm very excited to jump into these 5 daily non-negotiable habits. Again, this has really been an evolution over time, and I'm finding myself in a really great place, but it hasn't always been that way. So we're going to jump right in to my first, which is kind of a cluster of habits, which are all about my core health habits. And so that would include sleep as being the number one thing. Now, I know in various seasons of our motherhood, we don't get sleep or we get very limited sleep. So all of this is depending on where you are in your current motherhood season. But for me, my boys are sleeping through the night 99% of the time, which is great. But I start shutting down my technology before bed. I want at least 20 minutes before to really be preparing my mind and body to go to sleep. And we have blackout shades in our room. We also have lights that can be turned to like a red color, so it's not the bright lights. So that really helps me to get the sleep that I need. And another aspect is just gentle movement. Now, for 2+ years straight, I did strength training like 4 or 5 days a week. And I've cut back on that because I realized it was a huge strain on my body particularly. So I am still doing some of that, but now I'm doing more dance and walking and things that I really enjoy because of the mental health benefits. So even if it's like 10 or 15 minutes, just getting outside, going for a walk, back when the boys were in strollers, of course, taking them, putting them in the carrier, any kind of gentle movement can really help you with that mental health benefit. The other thing that has been kind of new in my routine is using some supplements to help with my stress response. Now, obviously, I'm not a doctor, but if you would want to check, mine recommended ashwagandha and then also magnesium. So I've been using Magnesium Breakthrough, which was recommended by my friend Julia Obenga, and I've noticed a huge difference with how calm I feel and just really my ability to be resilient with stress in general. And the last thing, which I still struggle with a bit, but I'm working on it, is hydration, just making sure that I'm drinking more water than tea, because my go-to is my chai tea latte, but knowing how that water really helps my body. So those are all kind of the core health habits that I have been trying to keep on a daily basis. So the second habit are my daily routines and resets. And I've spoken about these in various episodes, so I'm going to refer to them and also link them in the show notes. If you've been here for any length of time, you know that I have a daily laundry routine, which I talk about in episode 26, Loathe Laundry, Learn to Love It with my 20-minute system. And that really helps me not feel anxious and overwhelmed about the state of the house. I feel like if I'm on top of the laundry, even if something in the house is a little bit dusty, I'm okay with it because laundry has always been a source of stress for me. Also, I do resets during the day. I do a morning reset of my bedroom and then also the kitchen. Also do an evening reset of the kitchen, the living spaces. And if you check out episode 35, the one habit that keeps your home clutter-free with Lisa Lazat from the Habits and Home Show is actually my most top downloaded episode, all about resets, which can be 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, but it really keeps clutter at bay, keeps things tidy, and helps you not to feel so anxious and overwhelmed. Also, paper is a huge thing, especially now that we're fully into the swing of the school year. We have paper coming home every single day. And in episode 28, Are You Constantly Shuffling Around Piles of Papers? Steal My No-Fail Paper Processing Routine. I talk all about what I do specifically to process papers every day or every other day, because that not only do you feel the overwhelm of the actual pile of paper, but then you're worried that you are missing something in the process. The other thing when it comes to daily routines and resets is having this concept of floor and ceiling. Floor is kind of like the minimum amount of something that you want to do, whether it be cleaning or tidying or laundry or any of those things. And then ceiling is if things are going super well, there's no interruptions, and you can get done what you need to get done. I talk about this a little bit in episode 50, 5 must-have back-to-school routines for overwhelmed moms. And that really helps you not to feel bad about what you're able or not able to get done, because you're able to have that, well, at least if I can wipe off the kitchen counter, that can be my evening reset, even if I don't get to wipe off the other surfaces or start the dishwasher or something like that. So my third habit is having a home for everything, which kind of goes to the reset concept, and keeping surfaces clear. So in episode 7, Stop Wasting Time Looking for Stuff in Your Home, follow this simple rule instead. I talk about everything having a home, why it's important, how to do it. And the average person spends 2.5 days a year or 6 months of their entire lives looking for lost items. So it's worth our time and our energy to have a home for everything. Also, when it comes to surfaces, we've spoken about how the brain sees clutter and things on surfaces as undone tasks. It's also visual stimulus overwhelm, so we can't focus when there's things on every single surface. So being able to just spend a couple minutes a day clearing off surfaces really helps with anxiety and overwhelm. Okay, moving right along to number 4. This is a biggie, especially for this time of the year as we're kind of ending 2023, looking forward to 2024. It is using my planner. Now, I use the Thriving in Motherhood Planner, and I have a link in the show notes, and I love it for a variety of reasons. But one of the reasons that I love it is because there's something called context-based to-do. So I'm able to take the things on my to-do list, put it in context of home, work, errands, phone calls, computer tasks, and then I'm able to pick designated amounts of time to focus on those things. I'm also able to do time blocking and visually see how I'm spending my time. I talk more about this in episode 40, too tired to tackle your to-do list, you're probably not doing these 3 things. So as we're looking to the new year, and if you have any questions about the planner or how I use it, you can feel free to contact me directly. But I've been using it for several years now, and I use it in tandem with my Google Calendar to really make sure that I'm feeling on top of things and organized, and it has helped with my anxiety a lot. And the last non-negotiable habit that I do every day is reading my Bible. I'm actually on day 536 of my streak. Very proud of myself. I use the Bible recap, which you can find in the YouVersion app, but also there's a daily podcast that accompanies it that really helps to put things in context. And I really like the host, Tara Lee Cobble. I've been enjoying it. And anytime I'm feeling anxious, feeling down on myself, feeling like I'm a quote unquote bad mom, I'm able to remember God's truth and what He says about who I am, and just how this is a calling and a blessing to be a mom, and kind of remembering first things first, as I like to tell the boys. Now, if you are not of the Christian faith and that doesn't appeal to you, that is totally understandable and fine. There's also something from Byron Katie that I really like called The Work, and it's 4 questions to ask anytime you have a certain thought. First is it true? The second is, can you absolutely know that it's true? So, for example, saying, I'm a bad mom, is it true? No. But then the second question, can you absolutely know that it's true? No, because that's a subjective thought, right? The third question in her 4 is, how do you react when you believe that thought? Well, if I believe a bad mom, then it's impacting how I show up as a person, my self-esteem, how I feel about my life and who I'm called to be. And the 4th question is, who would you be without the thought? And without the thought of thinking I'm a bad mom, I would feel free, I would feel competent, I would be happier than if I think that. So that's just a little exercise you can do to really help you with that mental clutter aspect, which we're going to be talking about more on the show. And so that really helps me when I have a negative thought to be able to stop and see it for what it is so that I can feel less anxious and overwhelmed. So those are my 5 non-negotiable habits. So we're going to go ahead and recap those real quick. Number 1 would be my core health habits such as sleep, gentle movement, nutrition, supplements, and hydration. Number 2, my daily routines and resets, including laundry, morning and evening resets, paper processing, and knowing my floors and ceilings. Number 3, having a home for everything and keeping surfaces clear. Number 4, using my planner. I like the Thriving in Motherhood planner, but any planner that you choose, I'm sure will be great as long as you use it. And number 5, reading my Bible and remembering the questions from The Work from Byron Katie. So I hope that this episode was helpful. I would love to know what habits help you to combat anxiety and overwhelm. So come on over to the free Facebook group at tinyurl.com/moms overcoming overwhelm, and we can go ahead and talk more about that together. On Thursday, I'm going to be talking to Mary Simpson, and she is on Instagram, Minimalism with Mary. She has a very compelling story about how she is a recovering shopaholic and workaholic turned minimalist after a health scare. And she has a really impactful story that I know you're going to love. So I will see you on Thursday. Bye for now. If you like today's podcast, here's what you can do. Just take 30 seconds to leave me a review. I know you're a busy mama. You're overwhelmed, in fact, but 30 seconds of your day makes such an impact. I'll be blessed by your words. They'll definitely make my day. And who knows, you might be entered for this month's giveaway. In Apple Podcasts, scroll down to write a review. Thanks so much for your time. I'm so grateful for you.